Well, just inside of Union Station, there's a fascinating interactive world. It'll challenge your eyes, brain, and there are only 2 exhibits like it in the United States. Let's enter the Museum of Illusions. This is called the Trick of the Eye. It looks like it's a flat space.
It does. And when you do move, it should look like the walls are moving around for you. You're looking down a narrow hallway.
Okay, and when you see this, it's gotta be geometry, right? Because it's actually not a flat space at all, and it feels like those lines are moving when we sway.
Correct, and it's not a flat space with the different angles and the pictures that are on it. It makes it 3-dimensional, so when you move, it makes the photo look like it's actually moving.
Okay, and you've got more than 50 exhibits here, so you're gonna have to show us around a little bit more.
All right, sounds great. This is nuts and bolts, and it looks 3-dimensional and like it is rotating around the rod going through it. However, it is actually flat and not moving at all.
This one's a little bit tricky to see.
It is. Kind of get your eyes ready for the rest of the illusions throughout the space.
And Shane, look, there are a bunch of chairs over here. Let's go.
Oh.
So even though there is one chair here, it obviously looks like there's several. What's going on?
This is our clone table, and basically it is a small section of a table, and with the mirrors makes it look like a full circle, and that you are sitting down with the best person to have a conference call with, yourself. No.
Here we go, we're at home, ready to go. And we're seeing Albert Einstein creep on into this museum. You know, what's going on with this exhibit?
Well, this exhibit's one of my favorites. It is actually an inverted print of Albert Einstein. However, with the different lighting behind it, that it perceives like it is following you when you move around. Whether you go side to side or up and down, his head will follow you.
And Shane, you've been talking about how you want to use this museum as a way to educate people. So
yeah, you take that and try to figure out where it fits and if it could possibly fit on both or not.
Okay, we're going here.
Yeah.
And it does, right? And these 2 things look like they're not the same shape, but the thing is, it's an obtuse angle, meaning this is greater than a right angle. And so even from here, it could fit on top again.
And it still looks like it's smaller in the bottom too.
Well, in our next checkpoint at the museum, you'll see what can be so tricky about sitting down.
Welcome back to Better Kansas City. What you see is what you get, unless you're in the Museum of Illusions.
That's at Union Station right now, and the sole purpose is to blow your mind. Let's take a look. And we're on to our next illusion. You can see Shane sitting down in what looks like it's a chair. Of course, he's a lot taller than me, but it really doesn't look like that. Shane, why is that?
With different angles and for the line of sight where the photo's taken, it puts everything in perspective and lines it up, and in reality, there's no chair. It's just standing on the floor, but at the different angle perceives to be a chair, and I'm a lot smaller.
And Shane, what's going on here? It looks like an eclipse or maybe a floating ball.
Yes, this is our magic box, and when you look through it from one side, it is a sphere, and then when you go through the other side, you will see something completely different. And here we're not trying to hide what is happening, that we educate you on what is appearing for your eyes. And for this, there's actually a mirror, but at first glance, you cannot tell that.
Shane, I don't know how good you were in geometry, but it doesn't look like this cylinder should fit through this hole.
No, it does not. This is actually our tricky stick, and with a lot of geometry and precision cutting, it will go just slightly through.
The straight cylinder fits through the curved hole. And now let's enter into the infinity room. This is so exciting because
this is our room of mirrors.
Yeah. We don't really know what's going on. There's just so much movement if we're walking around.
There is. We have mirrors on all different sides, and people come in and do photos and then forget which way out is.
We see Chris, about 50 of him in the mirror, as well as ourselves. You know, this room probably 5 feet by 5 feet, but there look like there are just dozens and dozens of bodies in here.
Yes, it keeps on going with the angles, try to get people to count as many of themselves as they can, and not got that accurate number yet.
And this is the largest one in the world?
It is.
Well, the cool part about this museum is the whole thing got started in Croatia. It came to town to help build a world of entertainment and illusion right here in the metro. So, man, that's just so awesome.
Yeah.
There are only 2 in the U.S., so we're lucky to have it here.
The only thing that made me nervous about what you said is you said there was 50 Chris's in that illusion. He's standing right here. And
I think there were more than 50.
More than one Chris is plenty.
It's a handful there. Back. So you can be larger than life and then teeny tiny in a matter of just seconds. We'll show you how that's possible at the Museum of Illusions. So you know Shane is taller than me, but right now I am in all my glory about to hit the ceiling. And Shane, he's looking pretty little. So what is going on with this illusion?
Well, it looks like a square box. However, with all of the different angles of the walls as well as the floor, it will give the perception that you are much bigger than I am. However, if we do change spots,
we can tell it's tilted because we're walking a little precariously
I will become
here.
the monster and you get smaller.
Okay, well, I'm back here being a little mouse. Can you give us some of the geometry behind this? Because, hey, this room, it's not a square, but something's going on.
It is. The corner you're sitting in is farther back, and there's no actual plans for how it could be built. So a lot of it was line of sight and trial of error to get it all matched up, so wherever somebody stands, it gives this illusion.
And then what's the story with this picture? Because I see so many individual photographs.
There's multiple photographs aligned in different spots that up close it just looks like a bunch of random photos. However, when you take a step back, it reveals a much larger photo with all of those put together.
And you guys really love Einstein here.
Yes, we do.
What's going on here?
Yes, through the different angles and the gaps for light to come through, once you look into it, it multiplies what you're seeing on the other side, just like those little ones that everybody's used to.
Okay, so right now we're seeing 6, maybe 12 different Shanes, and we're gonna pop in here with him. And wow, that's an interesting effect.
It is.
And we thought that this would be a good thing to leave you with, the Museum of Illusions, because hey, I seem to have lost a body. Okay, poor choice of words there because clearly I still have my body and that place is all about the illusions. And there are even more that you can experience with more than 50 total. One of them glows in the dark and spins, but the dizzying effect was just too much for TV. It is definitely worth a trip to Union Station to check all that out.